Hi fairies, Aldora here. I'm a self-taught artist from Greece trying to create a magical place. If you're new in our Fairylicious community, welcome. If you're not, greetings from the fairyland. So, first video of the year, and what a better way to start off with a new character. So, a few days ago, I asked you through my Instagram stories to help me make a magical character for the first video of the year. I have to thank all of you for taking time to participate in this and help a fellow fairy out. As I'm saying to you what the results are, I'm gonna put some screenshots on the screen or some recorded video of the results to see by yourself and just to make everything clear. And so, according to your results, today's magical creature will be a fairy voted by 32 people. She's going to have long hair, voted by 30 people. She will be thick, voted by 17 people. Her skin color is going to be purple, voted by 27 people. She's going to carry a sword, voted by 16 people. She will be a dark fairy, voted by 32 people. She's going to have wavy hair, voted by 23 people. She will have long ears, voted by 36 people. And lastly, she's going to wear an armor, voted by 19 people. Oh boy, that was a lot, but now I have a pretty good image of what I need to do in my mind. So, without any further ado, let's get down to business. So, first of all, I'm going to need a reference. So, here you can see me browsing through my Pinterest boards to find some inspo. I have to admit that in the beginning of this character creation, I had something totally different in mind than what you will see as a result in today's video. I was going for something a lot darker, which I don't think represents my style, and was more on the experimental way, not in the way I would actually get down and draw something. It was close to your voting results, but I think she looked a lot more evil than I want her to be. And okay, don't get me wrong, but I love the differences in the fairy realms and the differences fairies have between them. Like, some of them are huge, or some others are super tiny, some others are like evil and look like goblins or something like that, and some others look ethereal and pretty and they do all the cute and magical stuff. But I didn't want to go for that, because in my own little magical worlds that I have in my head, I believe that fairies are nature's creatures that want to help nature in their own way, and if that means that they're going to be in the mischief kind of category, then so it is. At least that's how it works in my head. Again, for my reference, I wanted something minimal and clear. I didn't want anything complicated. Once I'm happy with the references, I'm starting with some basic concepts and coloring. I want to pick the right colors for her so that she will look as close to your voting results as possible. And I believe this is the step that takes me the longest time. I can browse through Pinterest and through my reference folders on my PC for hours. You honestly see a little clip of this right now, but it usually takes me 2 to 3 hours to decide which references I'm going to use to create a piece. After some time, I feel confident enough to begin building our dark fairy. So I decided I wanted to go for a bust drawing, because for some reason I completely freak out whenever I'm filming myself and I mess everything up. It's literally like I forget how to hold my own pens. I don't know. Whenever I film myself, even though I'm not filming my face, I'm not filming anything super strange, I just have the camera next to me or above me whenever I film, I feel so distracted and I can't draw right. I thought for this it would be best if I would stick to stuff I do better until I feel more comfortable filming myself. I was also thinking to make some practice videos in which I will be doodling and practicing on stuff I'm not good at and see how it goes. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. So I thought it would be more fun if we would bring a little bit of a backstory to this young lady, should we? So here you can start seeing the whole process of drawing, and I can tell you a little backstory that I built in my head for this lovely character. Let's go! Prepare for a ton of cringe and a lot of mumbling. The moment I saw you voted for a dark fairy, I knew I wanted her to be a changeling. According to the myth, changelings are the duplicates fairies or dark creatures used to leave behind of the child they were going to kidnap. Usually this duplicate of the child would look human but would have some unnatural or evil characteristics. So my idea was to make a fairy with all the human-like features but also having horns, long ears and blade-looking wings. But of course, as I told you, I'm not going to make her an evil character anyway, so I just wanted to give her some features, but not, you know, the evil character. And I also thought that the name Lyra would fit her the most. So basically, in my head, Lyra is one of the guardians of the night fairies. That means she's indeed a dark fairy, but definitely not an evil one. She protects the creatures of the forest once the moon is up in the sky, replacing the sun. Her job, among with the other Lunar Legion fairies, is to defend magical creatures' dreams from becoming nightmares. Lord Phobos unleashes his demonic slaves, such as goblins and monsters of the night, to spread chaos and terror in the sleeping forest so that the sun won't be able to rise. I'm pretty sure I stole the name Phobos from The Witch. Do you remember that old cartoon on Jetix with the 5 guardians? I used to love that one. And I believe Phobos was the name of the main villain in the first seasons. I think in the comics too, Phobos was the... I have the comics and I haven't read them since... I don't know, ages, and I think Phobos was his name. So I maybe stole it from there, but Phobos in Greek means fear, and I think it's a super cool name for a villain, so I just stole it straight up. The Lunar Legion fairies fight every night and bring peace to their sleepy friends in the forest. Many of them fight with magic, others with weapons. Lyra doesn't have magic. Instead, she has a long sword and a bunch of flying blades instead of wings. She, unfortunately, cannot visit the Elysian Kingdom of the Light, since her kind can only exist when the moon is up in the sky. Once the sun rises, she goes back to the Kingdom of the Nyx, where different kind of moons spin around it and keep it safe from the light of the sun. Legend says that if a Nyx fairy sees the light of the sun, she immediately becomes a teardrop. At least that's the legend says. Both kingdoms are very important to the magical realm, but sadly most of its citizens can never meet each other. This is my theory for her, and I promise you, if you let me record for 20 hours, I will probably still be talking about her and my other OC characters. Now, about Lyra's character and appearance. She is tall and stubborn and strong-headed. She doesn't talk much, she's introverted but also lacks empathy. She just wants to do her job, even though secretly she's dreaming of leaving Nyx and traveling across the magical realm. But she's always focused on her job, or rather mission, And as a result of that, she doesn't have lots of hobbies, but rather she practices her sword or fighting skills to be prepared for foes, new challenges whenever they will appear. I don't know why I changed my voice whenever I use the word phobos. I just feel super villainy and everything. I don't know. I feel like a 90s Star Wars narrator. The night sounds of an owl and cicadas relaxes her the most and helps her focus. She's 250 years old, which converts to 25 actually. She's not the youngest, not the eldest either of her legion. She doesn't have any siblings since her kin doesn't work the classic family way. But I have this idea in my head in which in the Nexus Kingdom every military-ish fairy is born by the queen. And by the queen I mean by a giant egg that looks like a shell, from which every year a couple of new soldiers are born. Soldiers are born in a kind of way, and I say born in a kind of way because in my head they come from this strange looking egg and they come up as adults. They don't go through the stages of growing up, they just come up like robots. They are born soldiers, so they know their mission, they know what their job is, like the bees do, and their queen protects them, but bees always know what to do. So I have this idea going around my head about the way they're born, and maybe that's why Lyra is a bit stubborn and doesn't talk really much, doesn't have lots of empathy because she's like a robot practically. I suppose Lyra doesn't have any siblings but has some fairy colleagues who were born the same year as her, and as a result of that they don't have magic either, but they rather have a weapon which they master later on. And so as I was planning the whole thing, I thought it would be really cool if Lyra's legions would also have names or maybe numbers, since everything in the Nyx Kingdom works more strategically and less, let's just say, free-spirited in addition to the other fairy kingdoms. But I'm not quite sure yet. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you think of Lyra's story. And if you want to join this magical community, make sure to follow me on Instagram to be noticed whenever another voting for a character is going live. Also, feel free to leave any recommendations for Lyra's story, or maybe leave your story. And we can make this little magical world together. You can also leave any recommendations for video ideas or what else you'd like to see from me next. And so that was the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share my content, and subscribe to my channel to help me spread the magic. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, may your days fairly and your sword sharp. Bye bye!